Welcome to today's lesson on plant tissues. In this session, we will uncover the ways in which different plant tissues are specifically adapted to carry out their roles within the plant organism. In today's lesson, we will explore the distinctive structures of various plant tissues, such as the xylem, phloem, and epidermal tissues. We will also study how these structures enable the plant to perform particular functions. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to explain these relationships clearly and confidently. Let's get started. Plants are complex organisms composed of various tissues, each with unique structures and functions. In this lesson, we will explore the main types of plant tissues and understand how their structures relate to their specific roles in the plant's life processes. Epidermal tissue covers the entire surface of the plant, including the leaves, stems, and roots. The primary function of the epidermal tissue is to protect the plant from physical damage, as well as pathogens. The structure of epidermal cells is tightly packed. Moreover, epidermal cells are often covered by a waxy cuticle to prevent water loss. The function of epidermal cells is to act as a barrier against infection and to reduce water loss via evaporation. The palisade mesophyll is located underneath the epidermis in leaves and is where the majority of photosynthesis occurs. Its structure consists of tightly packed, column-shaped cells that contain numerous chloroplasts. The function of the palisade mesophyll is to maximize light absorption for photosynthesis. This is due to its high concentration of chloroplasts. Beneath the palisade mesophyll lies the spongy mesophyll. This tissue type has loose, irregularly shaped cells with air spaces in between. The spongy mesophyll facilitates gas exchange by allowing carbon dioxide to diffuse into the cells and oxygen to diffuse out. Xylem and phloem tissues form the vascular system of the plant, which is essential for transporting substances. The xylem is made up of hollow, tube-like cells that are dead at maturity. These cells are joined to form continuous vessels. The xylem transports water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. It achieves this through capillary action and transpiration pull. The phloem is for food transport. The phloem is composed of living cells arranged in tubes, with sieve plates connecting them. The phloem transports the products of photosynthesis, such as sugars, from the leaves to other parts of the plant, for growth and storage. Meristem tissue is found at the tips of roots and shoots. It is responsible for the plant's growth. This tissue is unique because it consists of undifferentiated cells that are capable of continuous division. The meristem contains small, densely packed cells. The cells have large nuclei and thin cell walls. The function of the meristem is to produce new cells. These new cells can differentiate into various different types of plant tissue. Each type of plant tissue plays a crucial role in the overall functioning of the plant. Here's how they work together. The epidermal tissue protects the internal tissues. The palisade mesophyll carries out photosynthesis, thus producing the food that is needed by the plant. The spongy mesophyll facilitates the exchange of gases that are necessary for photosynthesis, as well as respiration. Xylem and phloem transport essential nutrients, water, and food throughout the plant. Meristem tissue enables the plant to grow and adapt to its environment. Understanding the structure and function of plant tissues helps us to appreciate the complexity and efficiency of plants. Each tissue is specialized, and yet they all work together to keep the plant alive and thriving. Let's work through a question in order to consolidate our knowledge of how the structures of plant tissues are related to their respective functions. How does the structure of the palisade mesophyll contribute to its role in plants? Pause here to have a go yourself. Now, let's walk through the answer together. Firstly, we must recognize the function. The main function of the palisade mesophyll is to carry out photosynthesis, which is the process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy. Secondly, we need to examine the structure. Palisade mesophyll cells are elongated and contain many chloroplasts. Finally, we simply correlate the structure to the function. The large number of chloroplasts within the palisade mesophyll increases the plant's ability to capture light energy. The elongated shape and dense packing of the cells minimizes any gaps and ensures that as much light as possible is absorbed for the process of photosynthesis. In today's lesson, we examined how the structures of various plant tissues are related to their functions within the context of plant organization. We discussed the role of the epidermis as a protective outer layer of the plant, the palisade mesophyll, which is adapted for photosynthesis, the spongy mesophyll that facilitates gas exchange, the xylem and phloem that are specialized for transport, and finally the meristematic tissue, which can differentiate into specialized plant cells. We then briefly considered how the functions of each type of tissue are integrated across the plant organism. By understanding the relationship between structure and function in plant tissues, we can gain insight into how plants grow, develop, and maintain their vital functions. This integration can ensure their survival and efficiency in various environments. This foundational knowledge is essential for further studies on plant physiology and biology.
Watch the rest of the GCSE biology course at Sophos Education.